Hey, what's up guys, it's Renaldo here. So before we get into this video, please be sure to subscribe to this channel. The overwhelming majority of people that regularly watch my channel aren't subscribed, so I'd greatly appreciate it if you do so. Alright, so a couple of months ago, Adriaan Basson wrote an opinion piece to Elon Musk telling him that he is being given false information about South Africa. Now, majority of that has been disproven already. And added to that, in that opinion piece, Adriaan Basson made a claim that I, Renaldo Gouws, called for the killing of black people. Now, as soon as I saw that, I launched a Press Ombudsman complaint against them. And then eventually it was a back and forth for about 2 to 3 months. And ultimately, after them trying to get this thrown out, after them refusing to just do the honorable thing and apologize when it was proven to them that I did not actually make that statement, ultimately, after many months, it went to the Press Ombudsman for adjudication, and then the Press Ombudsman found in my favor that News24 broke the press code. They breached it, if you want to use the technical term for it. So then they were instructed to put out an apology, and then in essence just to share it on their website, and they have to do it for 2 days. Now, in typical News24 fashion, let me show you what they did. So here is the front page of News24, and eventually you have to scroll, and then eventually you see this, and then, oh, what's this? Clarification and apology. Renaldo Gouws did not literally mean black people must be killed when. Okay, this seems interesting. Let's click on it. Clarification and apology. Renaldo Gouws did not literally mean black people must be killed when he used the K word. Okay, so... wait, what? Be among those who shape the future with knowledge, uncover exclusive stories, capture your mind and heart with our free 14-day subscription. So this is behind a paywall. So nobody can read this unless you are subscribed to News24. Yeah, typical News24. So that just once again illustrates just how petty News24 is. They made that opinion piece available to everybody to read. You didn't have to have a subscription to News24 to read Adriaan Basson's opinion piece. Went through 3 months of just having to have them admit the most obvious thing, that they misquoted me, and eventually when they do apologize after they are forced to do so by the Press Ombudsman, then they put it behind a paywall on their website. Now, this is not the first time that this has happened. This has happened to Jan Braai. This has happened to Solidariteit, AfriForum. It's happened to so many individuals and entities when it comes to when News24 has to apologize for something that they've said that is wrong and that is in breach of the press code. So ultimately, we are now in this situation where they belittled, attacked, and insulted me on this opinion piece that was available to everybody to read. And after the Press Ombudsman found them guilty of breaching the press code and they have to apologize to me, they make an apology, but they put it behind a paywall that the overwhelming majority of people can't read. Now, this just once again illustrates mainstream media's agenda, specifically when it comes to reporting on alternative media individuals. It's no secret that I'm not liked by mainstream media, and I can live with that because ultimately I understand that to an extent I am a threat to them. People in the alternative media space is a threat to mainstream media. But you would think that if you had to comply to a code of conduct, a code of ethics, and you have to adhere to the press code and to the Press Ombudsman, that you will just adhere to a ruling by the Press Ombudsman. But Adriaan Basson and Pieter de Tooy and whomever is part of News24 in the senior management positions, they just despise anybody that is not them. And they are willing to be so petty when it comes to just doing the right thing. You misquoted me, just apologize. It's not the end of the world to apologize. We aren't perfect. We all make mistakes. apologize. Just like I apologized for using the K and the N word. It's not a big deal. This is how we grow as human beings. But the moment you start doing these little tricks of apologizing but then putting it behind a paywall is so petty and so idiotic, and it illustrates that mainstream media does have an agenda when it comes to people in the alternative media space and people that might not agree with them or people that are publicly against them. At what point will mainstream media realize that they have a responsibility to the public and not just to their shareholders to turn more money over for them? Because I've said this many times, mainstream media exists first and foremost to turn a profit for their shareholders, and secondly to report on the news. And that is why this business model is busy failing, because people are sick and tired of getting opinions related to the news. People want the news. They don't want the journalist or the editor's opinion on the news. And unfortunately, even now with this apology, you can clearly see that they have not learned their lesson. Because the Press Ombudsman found them guilty, they breached the press code, they needed to apologize to me. They do so, but they do it behind a paywall where less than 1% of the people that saw the statements against me, now 99% of the people can't see this apology. And it is done on purpose. Because mainstream media, specifically Adriaan Basson and News24, hates it when people prove that they are wrong. And then instead of being just a normal human being and admitting fault and saying, I'll try better next time, they take it personally and then they want to play these stupid games with people. Ultimately, this is once again just a clear illustration that News24 under the leadership of Adriaan Basson is not fair when it comes to reporting on what is actually happening in South Africa, because his bias is clearly influencing how News24 is reporting on issues in South Africa. You just have to look at the way they treated AfriForum, Solidariteit, and to individuals that went overseas to talk to Donald Trump. They even went so far as to say that, are they traitors to South Africa? Because every day it's just more and more, it seems that News24 is just an extension of the ANC, state-funded, if you will. And it's just ridiculous. So, in conclusion to this video, apology not accepted because nobody can actually see the apology. So, up until that point where you make this available for everybody to read, you can go and sack. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Please be sure to smash that like button. Please be sure to share this video far and wide. And if you enjoy my content and you enjoy what this channel produces, then please consider becoming a member. You can do so by clicking the join button below. And that's pretty much all I got to say. Till later, cheers and peace out.
You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre. You don't even know me, but every time you see me, you say, I wear my massacre. I wear my massacre.